And then,
Hi.
hello. We did our project. Our business pitch idea is a ceramic studio, and we called it Claymates. And this is by me, which is Neva, and
I'm Aaliyah.
awesome. So starting off with our roles, I'll let Aaliyah start with hers, and I'll move on to mine.
So I'm the Chief Executive Officer. I go ahead and oversee the executive operations of Claymates, and then you got it.
And I'm the chief financial officer. I pretty much oversee I'll look at over our bookings, our spendings, things that go in and out, making sure we're on track for every month, every week, every year going forward. And I just make sure that our numbers add up. And
And
we
then
have,
yeah, we have our minions. So we have Dante over here with security. He also part-times a little bit. Like he also included in the security role. He goes ahead and secures the floor by like cleaning a little bit because we know ceramic studio gets messy, but it's under his.
yeah, two stones,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
stone.
Yeah, exactly. You got the
Moving on,
next.
we have our ceramic specialist, Cornelius. Cornelius helps the customers with their wheel throwing or their freehand clay pot building. He is just an expert at the art, and he is the coach that kind of helps lead the um, our customers to a beautiful glazed pot as a final piece.
hmm And then Francis, he goes ahead and handles the front desk. So whenever someone's paying or anything, he goes ahead and handles that. Like any issues people might have, they go ahead and ask him. He's just your classic happy little front desk guy.
Yep, and he also makes sure that classes are at capacity with reservations and things of the sort. So he handles that as well. Moving on. This is our business pitch. Um, Basically, our goal is to create a cozy creative ceramic space where people can walk in and kind of paint pottery, or they can take clay classes they never had before, or just kind of relax with like a DIY art project. So we have like ready to go pots as well that they can just paint or they can create their own.
Yeah, very true. So what we typically offer when you come into the studio, right? So we have the walk-in painting. So it's kind of like we're not affiliated with Color Me Mine, but it is similar to their business concept. So you can choose a pottery piece. It's going to be roughly $15 to $50, and you have to also pay a studio fee, $8 for kids, $12 for adults. So it's, a little bit of a discount for the kiddos. Then we have the workshops and classes, so you can, small group, you kind of you get to be on the actual throwing wheel and you go ahead and make bowls, pots, pans, whatever you desire. Those are going to be around 70 to $85. And then we also have events. Those start at $250. So it's like kids birthdays, parties, date nights, seasonal specials, etc. But yeah, and then we have membership options.
And then for membership options, we have three tiers. So our beginner is clay lover, medium pottery pro, and then we have a family pass. So you get different offerings with each one. First one starts at 69 a month, and you get two studio sessions and 10% off on any material you need to buy, such as a block of clay or um, a needlepoint tool or sponge, things of the sort. Moving on to Pottery Pro, that's going to be 129 bucks a month. You get unlimited time to just come in and work. The studio sessions are different. Unlimited time is just you can come in, like work on the clay and things like that, freehand. The studio session would be like a wheel. And then for that one, you get 20% off. And for the family pass, actually, that should be 15% and 20% switched. So for the family pass, it starts at 180 a month, and then you get four sessions and 20% off any materials or things of the sort that you would like to purchase to work on your projects. Now, from this, moving on to our cash flows. let's zoom in on this a little bit, and I'll have Aaliyah start with the inflows and investments.
So for our business, we got ahead and we went and we got a loan for about $12,000. We were planning on repaying that over time, but continuing on with our cash inflows, we have our walk-ins. It's gonna be around $42 for 150 people, $28 per 100 people. For a kid, for adults is the 150, kids is the 100, and that's gonna give us roughly $9,100 for the first for all of the months, I'd say. Then we have the workshops and classes, which is going to be an average of $70 per individual, and then it's going to be 90 individuals per month. So that would give us a good first rate of $6,300, only up from there as we continue advertising. Then we have our memberships. Those are going to also continue rising, starting at $4,440. Then we have our events going to be $1,500 continuously, also going up with the, you know, when advertisement continues, and then our business is booming, word of mouth, etc. And then we also sell add-on merchandise, like we have aprons, we have kits, we have little needlepoint things, sponges, etc., just so people can have something that's like physically their own. And then that's going to be our total cash inflows. Those are going to be steadily increasing over the fiscal year, and we plan to continuously increase our profit.
And then moving on to the outflows. So obviously we have expenses with things such as buying blocks of clay for our customers to work on, glaze to color them over, and the tools you need to shape them. So our expense on that starts off a little bit steady, but obviously it increases as we get more people coming in, so we need more supplies. And moving on to salaries and wages, this is to consider our specialist minions, and anyone we have around us to help us out. Rental costs, so this covers the building that we would be renting out, and we chose Costa Mesa to be more affordable. And our building space is going to be around $3,500. We realize that's a little bit more on the lower end, but we're hoping to rent somewhere like more of a studio space rather than an office. So we're hoping that that would be a cheaper alternative and could help us. And that would be steady for the 12 months. Legal costs. This is for workers' comp and things of the sort. This kind of includes all that in there. We work with kilns, so pretty hot. And in case something happens, we do have people sign in liability forms as they're coming in, every single person. But still, just to be cautious, we are putting in $400 every month just to have people on retainer if we ever need it.
Might I add that it also covers the licensing that we need in order to obtain all the licenses ongoing to maintain this kind of environment with like
The
a
business
kiln,
license
dangerous
and
things.
things of
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Insurance also is included in there just in case anything happens. Continue on.
And then we have our utilities that kind of stays stable as we go on, lights, water, whatever we need, things of the sort. Obviously, the reason why it's kind of really high is because the kiln takes up a lot of energy, and we were hoping that would be a steady cost throughout the year. For advertisement, we're gonna channel in a good amount of money here. We're investing about 1,000 a month towards advertisement because we want to get our company's name out there. And that's what we're projecting will happen with our customer increase as well. That's due to we're going to do things like social media, like Instagram and TikTok and things like that to get the message out. And we are going to pay for more people to see our videos. Cleaning and office supplies, obviously, clay gets very messy, and we need to keep a sanitized environment. So our cost here goes into that. All the supplies that are needed for cleaning as well as office supplies. So again, things in the area, um, tables, seats, the wheel throwers, things of the sort. And then we have our software. We're paying for that as well. This is where we keep track of all our customers, all our members, what they're paying, what they need to pay, what if they have a project waiting to go in the kiln. This is kind of just we're paying monthly for to be able to use a software and a website so that we can keep our business as organized as possible. And then for buffer slash misc, I'll let Aaliyah cover that.
So just miscellaneous kinds of costs. Whatever we need. We're probably gonna have some other costs that pop up throughout throughout our business as it's happening. Um, that could include a variety of things. It could just be, it's just kind of like an insurance in a way. So in case something goes wrong and we need some extra cash, like we know we have that allotted on hand so that we don't have an emergency. Like maybe someone breaks a throwing machine and we're gonna be like, oh, we don't have any money for that. And yes, we do because we have allotted money for that specifically.
And then for loan repayment, that one's a pretty simple breakdown. We took out a loan in the beginning, at month 0, and we are paying that back over the course of, from the looks of it, 5 months.
Yes.
And
We're going steady with the 2.5K and then 2K and then we're done.
yep. And then we have, so me as the CFO and Aaliyah as the CEO, we have our salaries. So the hope is that this will increase as the years go on, as our profits go on. But the first year, we are both taking home 60K with all the work we're putting into the studio. So that is also another cash outflow. And then we have our total and our ending profit. Basically, after everything, what we are taking home or investing into next year, we have 28K. So it is still a win. A win is a win. A lot of businesses, their first year, they will lose till they can gain money. So a $28 profit, even though it may seem little for a business, this is more positive, way more positive than negative, and I think it will help our business onto the next year move forward, flourishing. Thank you
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
for listening.
Thank you.
And Aaliyah, do you have anything else to add?
I don't believe I do, but I am very excited for this new endeavor that we're going upon, and I feel like we have a very nice, profitable business that seems to be stable, and it seems like it's a great investment that we have made.
Yep, awesome. All right, so I'll end the video right here. And thank you guys for watching.